Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I have rearranged my room. It looks kind of crazy, but this is my wall. And I'm hoping the lighting is good. I got a ring light, but it's looking a little weird. So let's just see how it goes. But I'm here today to talk to you about the Dominique Cosmetics Transition Palette, which is the palette or the purchase that I made technically in February, although we're at the end of the month and I just got it yesterday. So it'll work. But this, I couldn't stop myself. Oh wait, let's peel this. Woo. When I saw this, I couldn't help myself. So I have been getting more and more into matte shadows, even though I really love shimmer shades, but I've been getting more and more into them. I think the Natasha Denona Safari palette really got me there because I love that palette. I love the looks. So when I saw this, I was so excited. And then I find out that you're supposed to be able to use this little sucker on your entire face. So I come to you with some concealer and foundation on, and that is it. I'm supposed to be able to use this palette for bronzer, highlight, blush, eyeshadow, eyeliner, and brows. So we're going to try to do that. This is 100% a first impression, so I will keep you updated. If you're not already, please subscribe and then you can see any future updates. So let's get into it. All right, so I'm going to start with my brows first because they're whatever. I'm going to use a little bit of Gimme Brow first just to, I don't know, I feel like it needs something to stick to. Let me put a little bit of that in my brows. I use the shade 4 for this product. It helps them a bit. Let's see. All right, and then I think the hardest thing that's going to happen with this palette is just making sure I'm dipping into the correct colors, okay? And trying not to blind you with the mirror. So I'm going to go into the shade Mocha, which is the second shade. It is definitely a medium brown. It's a little bit warm, and I usually like my brows to be a little bit cooler, but let's just see how this works. I'm going to use the mirror that it comes with. It's very helpful. So this is one brow done. Always looks better, but do you see how it's a little bit warm on me? So I am scared. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna try Cocoa Beans, which is this color right here. Should I dip it into the gray? Okay, that's a little better. I'm gonna keep going with it's called Coffee Beans. Coffee Beans on this one. So right off the bat, this is super pigmented, and I love that. I do need to mess with the color, so I think next time I might dip a tiny bit into the gray. I'm a little afraid to do it now, but listen, let's just live our life. Let's try it. So I just dipped a tiny bit into the gray. I think Coffee Bean with a tiny touch of gray would work well for me. I'm hesitant to go all the way in the black because my hair is not totally black, but if you like filling your eyes with your brows with powder, this is super easy. Okay, so let's move on to the under eye. So I put concealer on. I'm using the IT Cosmetics, their regular Bye Bye Under Eye Concealer. So sometimes has a tendency to crease a little bit because I have creases, hi. And so I just like to pat it out before I use anything in it. And I'm gonna go into the shade Natural, which is a little bit more peachy toned, just slightly, and let's just see how this works as a setting powder. Can we tell a difference? I'll let you know if I can. Okay, that's fun. Now for bronzer, and if you didn't notice, these pans are much bigger than eyeshadow pans, like regular eyeshadow pans, so I'll be able to fit my brush into them, which I really like. So for bronzer, I have this big Gigundo brush. Let's see how that works. But let's try, let me swatch a little bit. So this is Caramel, You can see that. And this is toffee. And I think I'm gonna go into toffee with maybe a touch of caramel. I wonder when I'll use this honey shade. It's exciting. Big earrings, Target, love them. So I actually think that might have done something nice. Do I want to touch Coffee Bear again? No, you know what? I like a little red in my bronzer, so I'm going to do a tiny touch of this hazelnut. Wish me luck. Wish me luck. So I'm for it. Okay, I'm feeling more alive. Okay, super exciting. Now for blush. There looks to me like there's 3 blushes. There's Soft and Sweet, Blushing, and Chai. So these 3. If the lighting's gonna do that justice. So I think, I like Chai. Not gonna lie, it's so deep, but I like it. So I'm gonna do a tap into Chai, a tap into Chai, and then a tap into Soft and Sweet. I'm just gonna tap it a little bit before I put it on my face. Oh, that'll do, donkey. There's a little bit of kick up, not too much though. I am here for this blush. Nice. Ooh. Okay, I just said that. I love it. Okay. So this palette's all matte, right? So I'm feeling like I want a tiny bit of highlight before I move forward. So I'm going to use my Hourglass Luminous Light. And I'm just going to put a little bit on the high points of my face. So far I'm at 4 products used so far. This palette, my 05, my foundation concealer, the palette, this highlight, and the brow. So it's just a little, and I'm going to use the fluffy, I'm using the Persona brush. I'm just going to use the fluffier side just to add a little bit of luminosity to my skin. All right, next up, let's do the eyes. So, like I said, I've been really into matte eye looks. I always think they look so beautiful on everybody, especially when they're warm and have a little bit of, the deep brown in them. So let's just try it. I'm going to start with the shade Caramel. I call it caramel because there's an A in it. There's an extra A. It's not caramel. We can fight about that. Blending out so easily. I'm hardly doing anything. Easy peasy. So I'm going to use this brush now, which is the Instapot brush from Real Techniques. You can get these on Amazon, but I think that's the only place right now. And I'm going to go into the shade Cinnamon. Going back into that original brush, dipping into caramel. I just did it. Anyway. Just to blend. I already love that. Great. Before I keep going, I just want to put a little bit in my lower lash line just so I see how far I'm going to kind of take this. So again, putting caramel in. And then a little bit of cinnamon in the outer corner just to connect. Okay. I'm going to deepen this up a tiny bit. I'm a little scared with the color Smoky. And I'm also going to use that as liner. Dip back into the original brush, get a tiny bit, just build a little bit of that outer corner. Okay, before we do the liner, I just want to put a shade all over, a lighter shade. So I'm going to go into Frothy If that's too light, I'll dip into natural. I'm just gonna put that on the inner third. Yeah, I'm gonna go into natural because that one's a little bit too icy. And I'm just gonna highlight under my brow bone. And then before I move forward, I'm just gonna take a little bit more of that caramel shade and bring it up a little bit closer to my brows. Okay, and with an angled brush, which I'm just gonna spray with a little bit of setting spray, I'm going to line my eyes. Okay, that's great. I love it. Okay, so now I'm gonna put mascara and some lipstick on, and I'll be right back. And there you go. Here is the finished look. So on my lashes, I use the Pat McGrath Fetishize, and I use Thrive Cosmetics at the bottom. On my lips, I have the original Lolita by Kat Von D and a little bit of gloss from Fenty Beauty. So here are my first impressions. Oh, and I used some of the shadow in my hair because, you know, if you have a couple kids, that hairline gets really interesting. Anyway, so here are my impressions of this. Number one, so easy to blend these shadows. I can't believe it. Like, hardly had to do any work to blend. All matte, I think, is beautiful. I did more of a neutral, almost cool eye this time, but I can definitely go into this row for more warmth. And then there's even more cool with these grays. I'm interested in this yellow shade and how I would kind of use that. But I think overall, I mean, it did my whole face. So this becomes, if we ever travel, such an easy thing to travel. And if you want a little bit of shimmer, like grab a Stila shimmer shadow or, you know, a palette of glitters, and then you have pretty much everything you need. I didn't use anything else besides a little bit of the Hourglass powder, my foundation and concealer, and the Benefit Gimme Brow. So besides that, and a mascara. So this is like pretty impressive. I'll let you know, I'll continue to do looks with this. If you're interested in seeing 5 looks with this palette, just leave me a comment down below, and that's something I can work on in the future. And yeah, hope you liked my review. Hope everyone has a wonderful day. See you later.